Hey guys, the channel is at risk of being taken down. Unfortunately, I can't live stream for at least 90 days. My channel is under review with 2 copyright strikes. I just want to thank you guys for the support so much, and thank you. Hey guys, welcome to my review of Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 4 and 5. This is the the Arrow, and the Legends of Tomorrow sides of the crossover. Crossover has, as you heard at the start, gotten me into a little bit of trouble, so I'm not going to risk doing a reaction. I can't live stream anyway, as you know. But let's get into what I thought of the epic finale of Crisis on Infinite Earths. First, I'll do a little quick non-spoiler review, and then I'm going to get into a bit of a recap, spoilers, what I like, break it down. Non-spoiler, I think it was a great conclusion to a big fan service-filled crossover from the beginning that had twists and turns. What I think it did, though, is it established new ideas, set up future arcs for future series, which I won't spoil. I might talk about later at the end of the video, for some new series coming out, or even the main show at the moment, and ones in the near future. It was devastating to watch, but at the same time, even if you are someone who has stopped watching the Arrowverse for a while, I feel like you'll really enjoy this. Even if you're just a comic book fan and you just want to watch this for the fun of it, I think it's just a lot of fun, and it worked very well. It answers a lot of questions, but it also leaves a lot open for you as the viewer. Anyway guys, let's get into some spoilers. First, let's talk about Part 4. So Part 4 is the Arrow episode of this crossover. I was really looking forward to this. We've got a backdoor pilot to Arrow coming up called The Green Arrows and the Canaries, I believe. And then we've got the last episode of Arrow, Part 4. Great to open up with the Monitor and get to see who he was as a person before Crisis, dedicating his life's work to what he thought was a good thing, but ended up being the creation of Crisis, the creation of the universe and antimatter at the same time. Seems like a lot of time has passed since the Paragons and Barry was in the Vanishing Point, but Barry went missing, which I was really intrigued about. But obviously Barry's just been in the Speed Force for a while. We get to see Oliver accepting his destiny as the Spectre. Very cool character. We knew about this in Part 3, I believe, not Part 2, Part 3, yes. But we didn't get to see Spectre itself yet. The design was okay. I expected a little bit more, but no, for the most part, they did a good job, and he kind of looked like this dark universe character, and I liked it. Part 4 surprised us with, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Ezra Miller, the DC Extended Universe Flash, in Starlab, talking to Barry, and even references Cyborg. Look, this for me is the best kept secret in a TV series. It's a great scene and I love it. And it just combines the fact that the movie universe and TV can combine at any time, I think. I might be wrong and it could just be a one-off event. If it is a one-off event, who cares? It is a grand thing and I love it so much. Important key scenes were very powerful. We got to see the death of Sarah Lance, but it was all happening in the Speed Force. I thought they were very cool. These scenes were very cool, almost as cool as going back to the very first episode and seeing each different Earth. This is another scene that I just love. And I love the way that the camera lens was filmed. It felt like a wide lens movie, and it just got you hyped for the crossover. Lex Luthor is a good villain, but I just think he's used way too much in this crossover, and he kind of gets annoying at parts. Obviously he's doing evil stuff, good stuff, trying to be a good guy, balancing actually being a villain. It gets all confusing, messy. Supergirl, who's someone I thought was weak for a while, I actually really enjoyed, and I think I'm going to start watching Supergirl again. I really enjoyed her throughout this crossover, both in Part 4 and the final part. I thought she was one of the highlights. I love her interaction with Martian Manhunter, John Jones, and I love how powerful John Jones was in the final 2 episodes. The Anti-Monitor himself was very cool looking, and the fight with Oliver at the end was something else. Getting to see the Spectre, their interaction, and then the fight scene with all the power, very cool. we've seen him die in episode 1, but I really felt like this was the end, and I'm not gonna lie, and you can probably see I'm a little upset. I could not stop crying during Crisis Part 4. Last 10 minutes, Oliver's death. I think it was a great way to bow out as the character. The funny thing is there's still an Arrow finale. I know there's a backdoor pilot next week, and it leaves me so intrigued to see what's going to happen next. It really feels like this new universe created by Oliver and his power is a literal Arrowverse, which we've been calling it for years, and I'm a big fan of that. If you could call it an Arrow multiverse, this is an Arrowverse created by the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. I love this. Part 4 was exactly what we'd hoped for, and it felt like the end. It really did. But as we learn in Part 4, it was just the beginning. Alright, let's do this. Part 5, the final chapter of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Alright, let's do it. There is so much to get through here. Earths combined into one. Now this itself was awesome. This started with Supergirl and Lex being the head of the DEO, receiving a Nobel Prize. Very cool. Apparently he's one of the best people on Earth. I'm looking forward to seeing how Supergirl handles this and whether it's going to be another predictable betrayal or whether Lex is actually a good guy in this universe now. It'll be cool to see. But as I said, I'm getting a little bit disappointed by Lex. I did like him a little bit at the start of the crossover. Felt like he was in it too much. Nash is no longer pariah. Just like him, John Jones has a major arc involving restoring people's memory. I thought this was so cool. Going up to every character from our show, showing them what happened after they had obviously died was really cool. And most crossovers, I'm really disappointed by the appearance of Martian Manhunter or the lack of Martian Manhunter. He was good in this crossover. I can't complain about much, and definitely not. I love John's arc, and I'm very happy with it. Sarah was another fantastic character. Both Sarah and Diggle were heartbroken by Oliver's sacrifice, as were we all. I felt like they proved themselves to be great leaders. Now, obviously, Diggle's probably going to go his own direction, have a family, happy ending, not lead. But he seemed like he could be a potential leader in this episode. But Sarah herself leading the legends we've seen before, but she just, a really deep side of her came out, and I enjoyed it on screen. I was shocked to learn that Connor is no longer Diggle's son, but I felt like it was cool because it connected back to Flashpoint and things changing in this universe. Good on you, CW, for connecting things together like that. I think the Legends had to have Bebo, but honestly, I thought it was a silly scene. It was good to laugh during these dark times, though. Mick as an author, known as Rebecca, I love some of these changes. They're just so stupid, but funny, and it's so Legends-like. And I wonder if that'll be referenced again. That won't be a one-off. Ryan Choi was pretty cool. I haven't mentioned him much. I thought it was pretty cool. I hope he joins the Legend. Both him and Nash soon discover that the crisis is not over yet, and antimatter actually surrounds them. Once Nash's memory is restored, he's things going off. And I thought Ryan Choi was really cool, enjoyable. It was good to see a new character in the Arrowverse that I enjoyed. Look, Batwoman, you can have your opinion on. I'm not a big fan. I didn't mind her last year in the crossover. I just think she said some things that have ticked me off and been the key focus a lot. I was waiting for Black Lightning to show up, and bam, he did. The final fight is something so memorable. The Anti-Monitor's powers were not only awesome, I'm talking about these force fields stopping and then these lasers going through. Just a really cool fight scene. But being full side was so epic. When he was full size, I was just smiling, sitting there going, what the fuck is going to happen next? I couldn't guess. They eventually stop him. All is saved. Baby Sarah, who I believe was erased in Flashpoint. So season 3 of The Flash, which would have been season 4 of Arrow, I believe. Maybe season 5. I'm going to say season 4 of Arrow, is back. Now that's really cool. I didn't expect that. Getting rid of Connor is a shame, but I think it's cool. And I'd like to see more of Diggle as a parent, even if he doesn't get obviously his own show, but in a future crossover mentioned of he's a good parent. I don't know, something cool. Oliver's voiceover scene was so powerful, and during this we learned, and I'm going to be smiling during this, Stargirl and the Justice Society of America is from a new Earth 2. We're going to get this show on Earth 2 with Stargirl coming up. Titans, we know, Earth 2, they're still in the Arrowverse, all good. Green Lantern movie universe is on Earth 12. So we've gotten Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller meeting as the Flash, and we've gotten a Green Lantern reference. We didn't get our Diggle reference, but I'll take this, I like it. Earth 19, a cool little Swamp Thing scene. Haven't watched Swamp Thing myself, but I heard it's a very good show, so I might get around to it. Earth 21, seen bits and pieces, the Doom Patrol. So they're not on Titan's Earth, they're on a separate Earth. Earth 96, Kingdom Come Superman has come back, survived, and the final scene, oh, well, not final scene, but very close to the end, Earth Prime. No more Earth 1, no more Earth 38, Earth Prime. Flash, Arrow, or not Arrow, but Arrow characters, Supergirl, Batwoman, and Black Lightning converge. So you've got National City, Freeland, all these different cities, and I believe Gotham City now with Batwoman is so cool. They needed to stop here. This is just too much for me. It was so much to process, but they had one final scene, and it was a very powerful scene in that. It was showing the heroes of the future forming their own League of Justice, remembering and honouring Oliver around this suit of him. Now, I think Diggle should have been in this scene. He's not part of the Justice Society. The fact that Diggle didn't properly get to say goodbye really hurt me. I hope something happens in the finale involving Diggle and Oliver. We'll have to wait and see. Barry made a table, which is like the Justice League table, with a symbol for each hero. You've got Black Lightning, Supergirl, Batwoman, The Flash. You've got a spot for Arrow, whether his daughter's going to be there. I hope not. I hope this is entirely him. I'm wondering where his kids are. I'm wondering if William and Mia, any changes actually, now that I think of that. Final scene sets up, I think, the Wonder Twins. Gleek the monkey out of a cage. I think they'll be coming to Legends along with Gleek. We'll have to wait and see. Oh my god, this was insane. It was so memorable. I love this crossover. It was big, bold, wonderful to watch. I can't remember the last time a TV show gave me so much emotion. I'm going to miss having Oliver Queen around. I love the fact that anytime now they can cross over, and I hope they can do it more in singular episodes, because I do really like that about the show. I'm going to give Crisis on Infinite Earths a 9.5 out of 10. It's almost perfect. It's a farewell to Smallville. As I said, the farewell of Oliver Queen, and there's still the finale to go. The Earths merging together, the DCEU reference. There's so much in this that is just memorable. But one question: where the fuck was Reverse Flash?